Herbison Radio in Baltimore. What do you see on Alabama's defense? I know they're known more about their defense than their offense, except for yesterday when they just took in the Gators. So what did you see so far?
Well, the good thing is I really haven't had a chance to look at them. So I probably, if I had a chance, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. I'd be, we'd be practicing right now. I mean, we know the type of program we're going against. We know the type of coaches and Coach Saban and his staff are going against. We know that, the talent that, he was put together there, which is, incredible. But I haven't had a chance to look at them. I've seen them play on TV a little bit, but never really studying them, not being on our schedule, thinking that we would play them. But now here we are, and so we'll get a chance to really analyze them. But I haven't had a chance to really know any of the specifics, about schemes and the details of their players.
And how hard is Coach? I guess we're having problems again. How hard is it for you guys to travel from the West Coast to the East Coast? Because I know for a lot of the East Coast teams, going to the West Coast gets a little problem for them because of the time zone. What do you guys have to do to get acclimated?
Yeah, well, we'll be there longer than normal. When you fly to play a game, a regular season game, it's such a quick turnaround. It's hard to adjust to the time, but we'll be there a handful of days, and so we'll have a chance to adjust and adapt. I will say this: us adapting to the time change is going to be the least of our problems playing Alabama.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
It's Chris Heidel from Herbison Radio in Baltimore. Nice to finally talk to you. Talk about Jake Browning. What type of quarterback is he? Do you see him developing maybe in the future as an NFL quarterback?
Well, I haven't seen him much. I'm a little bit the same boat as Coach Peterson in terms of we didn't find out until earlier today that we were going to play each other, and I have seen him play on TV a couple times, and really, really impressed with him athletically as well as a passer, and does a really good job of executing their offense and taking what the defense gives, and I think that's why his passing efficiency is one of the best in the nation. So haven't seen enough to really make comments beyond that.
Thanks, Coach. How you doing?
Good.
Talk about your relationship with Dabo Sweeney. I know you coached against him at the Orange Bowl a couple years ago. What type of coach is he?
He's obviously a great coach, great recruiter, and he's a good friend. His wife and I and Shelley are very close. Every year we get together on one of those Nike trips, and I think we have a lot in common. We have a lot of the same beliefs, and have a lot of respect for Dabo.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Jim, how you doing?
Hey, good, bud.
Just talk about playing. I know the last 2 weeks you had a tough schedule. The last two of the games against Florida State and Alabama. What did you learn from those two games that are going to help you against Iowa?
Well, I think big thing. We pretty good little stretch run. We played a home game down at Baton Rouge. Played on the road at Arkansas. It's a pretty good ball squad, and we ended up playing two pretty good teams here, and we're going to play another good one. So. But the thing is, when you're at the University of Florida, that's the expectation, is to go play the best, and we'll get ready to go and get this one.
And I know it's 15 days of practice. It's almost like another spring football for you guys, getting ready for another spring practice. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to bring up the freshmen? Are they going to learn all the systems?
Yeah, exactly. It's an opportunity for you to really get some of those young guys who have been doing a great job for you, even some of the scouts, but get them prepared as we move forward as a program, looking for the following year, and yet, staying sharp with the guys that are, going to go out there and play is very important. So, anybody will tell you in this business is, these 15 days that you get to practice really help your program, and when you're not able to do that, it actually sets your program back a little bit.
Well, I hope you have a good holiday season.
I sure will. Thanks. How you doing?
Hey, it's Chris Heidel from Herbison Radio in Baltimore. You said you were a Yankee fan. Who's your favorite Yankee player of all time in your lifetime?
All right. I would say Mariano Rivera. He was a
closer, greatest of all time. So, and I, growing up, I was a big baseball guy. Played baseball, and a lot of people said that was my best sport, and everything. So I kind of wore 42 because of Jackie Robinson. I thought Mariano Rivera was my favorite Yankee of all time. Derek Jeter coming in at close second. It's kind of hard to beat the captain. So,
That's cool. Hey, this question is for Coach Pat. Coach Pat, talk about going to New York for Northwestern. You guys have a good alumni, plus the owner, the former Yankee owner was alumni from Northwestern, plus Girardi as well. So what does it mean for you guys going to New York?
Yeah, first of all, it's just great to know that we have so many alums there and the New York City area and, quite frankly, the Eastern Seaboard. It's a 2 o'clock kick also. My hope is that, even if our fans here in Chicago can't necessarily make it a trip, they can make it a day and, fly out in the morning and hit the game at 2 o'clock and catch a flight back if that's what they have to do. So, it's big for us. When Big Ten decided to expand, to Maryland and Rutgers, we were very excited because we knew we were going to go have an opportunity to play in front of one of our largest alumni bases. And so that should be exciting and fun, and expect to see a lot of purple in Yankee Stadium. And then, my relationship with Joe has been for a number of years. And, spoke to Joe via text first last week and then on the phone a couple of times. And I found out from Joe. I got a text message from Joe tonight or today, and then the tweet came out from the Pinstripe Bowl. So I don't want to get him in trouble, but family first. So I was fired up, with where our record was at, and all the hard work that Jim Phillips put in to, I think, really educate the Bulls on who we are and what we're about. We were really hoping as a program that New York would be our destination, and now to have it happen, I'm fired up for our guys, especially guys like Andrew and all of our guys from the Eastern Seaboard and Pennsylvania. This will be a big game for them and their families, and I'm fired up for them.
Radio.
Yes.
Hey, talk about you said you were here, against Bowling Green. You played against, when you coached at Bowling Green, you coached against San Jose State. What are you going to learn? What are you going to teach your kids now when you're here at Wake Forest about the great things about DC and the monuments and all that stuff to get them not totally focus on the game but see all the cool sights?
Well, I think, preparing for a bowl is always, there's 2 goals. And, the number 1 goal is you want to win the game. You want to finish your season on a high note and finish as a bowl champion. But the other part of it is you really want the players to enjoy the bowl experience. You want it to be something that they look forward to, enjoy, have great memories of. And that's why, again, our experience in 2012 with, the tour of the Capitol and the monument tour, and even my daughter and my son were 4 years younger than. I mean, they were hoping we were going here because they had such a great time. So it's, again, it was just such a positive experience, and I think Steve and his staff are very organized, and it just has a great feel to it. So we want our players to enjoy it, but we're also there with the purpose of trying to win a football game against a very good football team.
And what does the 15 days of practice now mean to you guys? Because now it seems like spring practice again. Back over to spring practice and get yourself ready for a bowl game.
Well, it's, again, it's not necessarily 15 practices, and I don't think we're going to be able to get 15 in, but, we've had practice this past weekend, and we're trying to keep players in football shape. We certainly want some of our guys that played a lot of football to get rested and get healthy. And, you don't want to start preparing for the opponent too early because it becomes overkill. We're going to be on the road recruiting this week, and our players will show up, and they'll get a couple of lifts in, and then we'll start preparing for Temple about 10 days before the game. And that way, when we get to D.C., they can enjoy. We want to have the game plan in before we get to D.C. That way, we can enjoy some of the festivities and the dinners and the meals and the tours because a lot of the bulk of our work will have already been done.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
With Herb FM Radio.
Hey, Jimbo, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Doing great. What does these 15 days of practice before this bowl game mean for you guys? Getting ready for
Well, I think it's like another spring practice. I mean, one, you get game preparation, but again, it's work for these young guys and our upperclassmen to get better for the draft and the seniors in which they're going to go, and hopefully, but the young guys getting just better in general, getting to play 15 more practices and play a great game. It's like that's how spring ball is. It's 15 practices, so being able to do that is going to be a tremendous advantage to their development, no doubt.
And I know Michigan has two quarterbacks. One was injured, one came during the Ohio State game. Are you going to get ready for both of them, or what's that the game plan?
I don't know. It's too early right now. We're just trying to get all that together and finish up recruiting and get our bowl practices all set around and make sure we get the preparation and the film watch. We'll see when we look at the film, but I'm sure we'll have to get ready for both of them, no doubt.
All right, good luck in practice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo, I have a question for you. You guys, Florida State's been in the bowl for 35, 36 straight years. Does that mean, is that really good for the program with, a lot of recruiting and all that stuff?
Oh, it is. I mean, you're tying an all-time record. I mean, 35 straight years it ties a national record, and it's something that we're very proud of. And 40 straight winning seasons, that's the longest current streak in college football. So I think all those things, the longest bowl streak, the longest winning streak, consecutive winning seasons, I mean, that's all great for the tradition of Florida State. Like I said, since 1980, Florida State's been the winningest football team in America, and that's something we're very proud of.
And I have one last question to ask you. Davin Cook, if you had a vote for the Heisman, would you bring him up to New York?
Oh, I mean, I think, I'm not to take anything away from any of those other guys, and I'm not to say who should go or who shouldn't go, but he is definitely one of the most outstanding players in America.
Thank you.